is still a sizable amount of games still to play. 31 matches if my maths is right. So there is time. There's time to turn it round. But at this moment in time, getting towards the end of October, we are sleepwalking towards relegation. And we're just too predictable to play against. We don't carry enough attacking threat. And yeah, we've got players that are too lightweight as well. You know, in terms of League Two football, the amount of times last night I saw players bullied off the ball, out-muscled, and more concerningly, it was more against Doncaster, but they were outworked as well. So if you want to stay up, if you want to stay in a division, you know, that's got to change, and it's got to change rapidly.
Yeah, things are needed to get Tranmere out of this trouble. I'm just looking at that Morecambe 0, Tranmere 0, because I'm a glutton for punishment from 2015. It was the third consecutive game in which Morecambe had failed to score. Tranmere managed just 2 shots on target in that match and only 8 overall in the game, despite having 51% possession, and it left them in 23rd place in the table. It all seems awfully familiar.
That's the worry, though, Matt. Sorry to insult. That's the worry. Every single week, we just seem to draw more and more comparisons with 2014-15, and you know, if that, you know, this is what worries me. You know, and you look below. We've got a familiar face who's gone in at Oldham, and there's just too many comparisons. Ronnie Moore went to Hartlepool that season and kept them up at the expense of Tranmere. You know, I want these comparisons to stop.
You're not the only one, believe me, and hopefully they do stop soon. You've said Tranmere is sleepwalking towards a potential relegation then. I mean, just let's conclude with, how fearful are you for what's going to happen over the course of the remainder of the season, and what needs to change, in your opinion, to stop Tranmere returning to the National League?
Well, that sounds pretty obvious, but we've got to be more robust. We've got to be stronger on the pitch. There needs to be clear and concise direction off the pitch. If there's uncertainty in the dugouts in terms of who's leading this team from one week to the next, it gives players an oven-ready excuse to sort of not down tools, but to sort of go missing. That's got to change right as soon as possible. You know, there needs to be clarity. There needs to be direction from the chairman to the fan base. I'm astonished, quite frankly, that there's been this radio silence. And again, players have got to stand up. You know, the worrying thing for me is we're losing to poor teams. Doncaster on Friday night were not that much better than Tranmere. They just took their chances. We've got to stop conceding so many silly goals. The mistakes are going to have to be cut out. And yes, we were unlucky last night, but generally we haven't been good enough for the vast majority of the games this season. And again, you know, there needs to be sort of an address of the squad. We haven't got anyone to stick the ball in the back of the net at this moment in time. There are too many players on the books. And it's easy saying bring players in to keep you up, but you've got to move players out. We've got far too many. And at this moment in time, if you're any other club, who would want any of these players, particularly the ones that haven't been getting any football? Because you think, well, hang on, he's not match fit. Who's going to go and bring, you know, who's going to go and pay money for them or bring them in on loan when they're not up to match sharpness? So I'm very concerned. And with every passing week that we just seem to get further and further adrift from the pack above us. You know, yes, there's only 5 points between ourselves and Newport, who are, I think, 18th or 19th. But, you know, that can shift in one weekend. They win, we lose sort of thing. So at this moment in time, yeah, we're sleepwalking towards the drop. That has to be an absolute no. This football club can't go out the Football League again. And this is why there needs to be clarity from the top. And to sort of give fans some sort of information as to what's going on.